everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. This is going to be, I guess, one of my versions of a Christmas video this year in my what do I want to see from Smilegate and what am I wishing for. So the post we're going to be mainly referencing is made by Teraz from Reddit. The link will be in the description below. Super appreciate them putting this together. This is a list of most NPCs in one image, and the question is, who do you want to become playable? And it has all the NPCs listed and a little blurb about who they are at the bottom. There's been a ton of people I've seen in the past a lot, and especially since some are only in for so small of story, I forget kind of who they are and how much I miss them. So this is really exciting for me to be able to dive into this and take a look with you folks. So first off, as we get into this, I want to do like a real talk first, I guess, if you want to call it that. And my number one wish for Epic 7, and this is like disregarding all the complaints right now on Reddit. This is disregarding the all the issues we have. We all know about those. I'm just going to ignore those from now. The one thing I want to see from them is a return to their roots. Epic 7 for me and for a lot of other people and for the developers has always been kind of displayed by one thing, by one sentence, and that's the sentence they throw out everywhere. When I was interviewed about Epic 7 and whether or not they would work with me and stuff like that, the number one thing they wanted to get across to people was Epic 7 was not just a gacha game. It was a playable animation. It was something you cared about for the characters, and that's the number one thing they drove into everything I ever did whenever like I went back and forth with them, was the playable animation. That is Epic 7. And I feel like that's been really lacking lately. I feel like we haven't really been getting the playable animation. I feel like we've lost the animation sense. I feel like we've lost a lot of story quality. I feel like the base of Epic 7, the love I have for the game, again, excluding all the other problems, push that off to the side. Because this is their number one core thing, has always been the playable animation, and I feel like they're losing that. So that's my number one wish for Epic 7 going into next year, into 2020, is I want them to grasp their roots back and get a hold of the game and get back to the playable animation, because that's what's going to get new players playing. That's the start. That's what we've love about this game. Like, that's why most of us are playing it. Let's be real here. We saw the characters, we saw the animations, we saw everything, and we fell in love with it. We want that feeling back, or at least I do. So anyways, now that that's out of the way, that's my number one wish. But I didn't want to make a rant video, so I thought I would throw that in here. We're gonna take a look at most NPCs in one image here. I will have to move this over a little bit like this. Perfect. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the unreleased characters here. Number one is Vagabond Raz, we can see. Number two is Queen Diane, who's dead, apparently. We have Archdemon Mercedes, who is somebody we've wanted for a while. We've had her boobs staring at... What am I going to say? I was trying to think of something nice, and I was looking at her, and all I saw were boobs. We have her boobs staring at us since as long as I can remember. We then have Straze, who I feel like we'll be getting soon, also known as the Black Knight / God Killer from Rekos. I feel like he's somebody we're definitely going to get in the near future as a limited unit. Moving down a little bit, we have number 5, which is Kazran, the Guardian of Yuna. We've seen him pop in and out of the story quite a bit too. Number 6, we have Friedrich, King of Terranor. He pops in at around chapter 7 or chapter 8 or something like that. I can't remember, but he pops in for a little bit and you talk to him. We then have Nil Gal, who is the boss in stage 5-7 or something like that. He's also a boss in Hall of Trials. He's been in the actual journal since day one of the game, and a lot of people thought we'd be able to summon him as a character, but guess not. No character for you. Next up, we have number 8, which is Pavel the Pearlin Raider. I really like his design a lot, but I don't think I'm really excited for him. I think we've seen a lot of his in-game stuff already. Number 9, we have Ray Damas, the ever-lovable Doctor of the Akan Exile Colony. His smile just puts a smile on my face, and he really makes me happy. But who makes me happier is the one beside them, Cerise Clout, the Administrator of Akan, of Daughter of Furious Clout. One of the best hair designs in the entire game, I feel. She's got purples everywhere. She's got a great outfit. Really impressed with her style, and I'm surprised we don't have her yet. She seems like somebody who's pretty much guaranteed for us to get. but we haven't hit them yet. By the way, I'm going to mention like specific ones that I'm excited for. We just haven't hit them yet. Next up is the obvious Saskia, who is wearing very little clothing, but she is the leader of the Nocturne after Kisei. Dead, apparently. Know that. Didn't really think of that. She's kind of cool looking. We kind of thought we were getting her a while ago, and we just haven't seen it more. We then have Noir. He's the ex-high priest of the Order of the Blue Cross, ex-leader of the Rose Apostles, leader of the Enhanced Mage Unit, imprisoned for plotting against Queen Diane by Charles, and then killed by Cowric. The things you don't realize, this is a spoiler video, by the way, the things you don't realize until you read these little things here. So he's kind of cool looking, but I do like the look of Ray better and some of the other male units. Next up, we have Katanka. And Katanka is the leader of the Rose Apostles. She's got 4 arms. What else you need to know? She's got 4 flipping arms. Only 2 boobs, though. Not sure what to think about that. I feel like 4 boobs is what you should go for if you're going to go with 2 arms or 4 arms. Then we have the ever-loving Aki, heir of the previous world. Dead as can be. And on Strack Gauntlet, one of the actual least liked artifacts at the start of the game. People hated that artifact. And we are now on to somebody I'm really excited for. Not this one yet, but it's coming. It's coming. Number 15 is Genoise, leader of the Wild Dog Company. I actually personally don't know a lot of these people myself, so I'm seeing them not for the first time, but like for a reminder. So a lot of these are jogging my memory too. This is really fun, by the way. Next up is, oh god. Number 1 on my list, or the first one on my actual list of people I want to see in the game, that is Eligos, leader of Dagger Sakar. He is just, oh my god, he is husbando. Like, let me tell you, that outfit, that tie, that gloves, the everything about him, the hair, the scars, the drink, just perfect. I cannot wait to see more of him, and I am just unbelievably excited to finally have him in the game. And next up, we have our bartender, Garo. He's the world end bartender. It would be actually kind of cool to have him in game as a character. I'd be really interested to see like what kind of skills you would have. That's the other thing I like theorizing, is kind of like how they would end up. Next up is Schneal, aka Digitus, King of Lefundos. Did not know that. Did not know that at all. Number 19 is going to be Nodos, the god of battle. What a boring name, Nodos. Next up, we have Ventus, who likes to scream. He's kind of cool looking. Next 2 are probably a lot of people's favorites, you know? Like, these are some people that probably stand out to a lot of people, especially her, Celine Corinne's aunt. Absolutely beautiful art. Great in the story, and this was a really good side story. I really enjoyed this. And number 22 is Ino from Guilty Gear. I fully believe we will get Ino as a playable character in the future. I honestly think she was all ready before and she was good to go, but they decided to delay her for a rerun whenever they redid the Guilty Gear. So I fully believe she will come as a character in the future. Hopefully I'm not wrong on that, but I'd be really excited to see her. Next up, we have this guy was a jerk, right? This is Jamin from Savara. I believe he was a big jerk. Next up is Nisa from Savara, and Savara is actually my favorite place. It has a lot of my favorite characters. I really like the what's the right word for them? Not cat girls, obviously cat girls, but I forget what the name of them actually is. 25, we have Mira from Savara with a little emolga down there, which is super adorable. Next up, 26, we have famous administrator of the Infinite Library. Cool. And we're getting into another line of glorious goods. And this is, I think, the number 1 or number 2 person I want to see in the game. And that is Nanori from Savara. I really like the desert theme. I love her hair. I love the mango. What's the word for the thing that goes in front of your thing? I forget what it's called, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say her boobs. I'm trying to say the thing above her mouth. I really love her and her boobs, but we're not talking about that right now. Veil. I really love the veil on her. She's just a great looking character. And who else is great looking? That is Afi. She is the merchant leader of the Afi Merchant Guild, I believe. She's insane looking, and she's just ravaged with scars, and she's so tall and so cool looking, and she's got a pipe. Definitely these two are somebody I thought we were going to get a while ago, and we just haven't yet. I want them so bad. Speaking of somebody I want so bad, absolutely not Nehekwi from Savara. He's a little dick. Number 30 is Marja from Savara. I actually don't remember seeing Marja at all. And 3 more, Aaron, Purin, and Marurin. I think Marurin, the third one, is voiced by Abby Trott, who's amazing. So that makes me want her, but at the same time, her artwork is definitely lower quality than other things in the game. We have, what's her name here? Saria. She is one of the most touching moments in the story. When we saw with Isaria, and it was just beautiful, and my phone didn't go off. That's the first time ever. And she's dead, unfortunately. Spoiler alert. 35 is Lenmark, noble of Ezra, imprisoned for plotting against King Aether. I honestly don't remember that character whatsoever. We have some Ginger here from Rengar. This is the Rengar crew. This guy here, I just want to punch him in his face. His name's Plum. We have Caddis right after, who is actually really cool looking. We then have, what's her name? Merlon from Rengar, and then Leon, soldier of the Order of the Shield, somebody who definitely murdered many people but doesn't know it. We have Franska, ex-queen of Winterberg, mother of Cecilia, rivalized with Straze, killed by Luna. She's supposedly to appear in Luna's side story that was released in only Korea. I suppose her art did exist, but can't find any record. That was not her backstory. That was me accidentally reading everything. But she's obviously insanely cool looking. We then have number 42, which is, why would they do 42 than 43 down there? 42, which is Santana from Witch Haven. We have 43, which is Rango from Witch Haven, and then 44, Woodrow from Witch Haven, and Wester, who's somebody we all want because, let's be real here, Konosuba Explosion, let's go. 46 is Morphid, and then 47 and 48, Nini and Benny, Benny being a moonlight shade of Nini. Those two were just adorable, hilarious in the story. I love them to death. And on to the last little bit here. We have 49, which is Pinot Noir from Alchemist Steeple. I did not know that was her name. We have Paradoxia from Over Possessive Maid of Charlotte. Cool. And then we have my number 1 most wanted character in the game. Possibly not anymore. But Cowrick, I've wanted him so long. He is the ultimate husbando. He's got the perfect hair. He's got the perfect eyes, perfect outfit, basically perfect everything. And he's just like Araminta, where he's got like a robotic style arm, or appendage, I should say. Absolutely love the way he looks. But unfortunately, he's another fire mage unless they change something, which makes me want him less than I theoretically would otherwise. And finally, we have the ever wonderful Nameless Healer. There were a couple other people that couldn't be added to the list. Apparently Biblica, Biblio, Varin, Lando, the 2 Suin, that's the name I was looking for earlier, to 2 Suin of Appy's Merchant Guild, which I do want to talk about in 1 second. The 3 priestesses from Rekos, and a few of the scammers. The most popular apparently are Archdemon Marrow, Straze, Azran, Katanka, Eligo, Serene, and Nori Francesca, which is Corinne's aunt, Cowrick, and the healer. So that's kind of cool to read. So one thing I wanted to mention of how cool it would be to see the 2 Suin of Affy's Merchant Guild in the game, those being Rish and Tish. They're 2 characters that look very similar and are always together in the story. I think if they did like a dual purpose character like that, I think it would just be absolutely so cool to see them together as a character. So wow. This was a video and a half. I know this was just me talking and reading names and stuff, but I really enjoyed this. And I really wanted to do this because this just goes to show how many characters I care about in this game, you know? Like how many characters we haven't seen that we've seen in the playable animation that we care about. And I want to care more for them. I want to see more of them in game. There are so many characters. Like there's 52 on this list right now. And there's a bunch that aren't even listed. So I just really hope they put some resources into some of these characters, even if some have to come in as 3 stars or 4 stars. Like just bring them on, give us some more story with these characters, especially Nonori. Give me Nonori, please. And there's tons of husbandos on this list too, right? There's like 5 solid husbandos on this list. So I think this is just perfect, and I was really excited to read this. And again, thank you to Peter Oz, or just Teroz, I'm not sure how to say your name, for putting this together, because it is one of my favorite posts that has ever been posted on the Epic 7 subreddit. So like, thank you so much for putting this together. And thank all of you for being here today. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you like little fun talk with manga videos like that, just let me know, because I really enjoyed this. Bye everybody.